Good morning, everyone! This is your teacher, Sam, and welcome to our virtual class. Watch closely and listen carefully to our lesson for today. Are you ready? Let's go! Today's lesson is about responses of animals to stimuli and adaptations of animals. First, let's talk about responses to stimuli. There are different stimuli that affect animals, including temperature, water, and touch. Animals respond to stimuli in order to keep them safe and help them survive. Now let's learn how does the animals respond to each stimuli. Types of stimuli that makes animals respond. These are light, water, touch, and temperature. First, let's talk about light. How does animals respond to light? First example, look at the picture. Insects fly towards the light. Insects such as moths are drawn to bright lights because they confuse the animal's navigational system. An earthworm. An earthworm moves away from the light. I will teach you one fact about earthworms. Earthworms doesn't have eyes. Yes, they don't have eyes. They only have receptor cells in their skin that are very sensitive to light and touch. That's why they move away from light, because heat from the sun or a light source will dry out their skin and kill them. Our last example is a rooster. Rooster crows every morning because he has an internal clock that helps him anticipate sunrise. Like all birds, roosters sing or crow in a daily cycle. Rooster can anticipate sunrise to get a head start on their daily hunt for food and defense of territory. Second, response to water. How does animals respond to water? Example, an earthworm moves towards moisture. A cat moving away because of the water. Cat's displeasure of water is because of the oily coat that doesn't shed water easily. It makes it hard for them to return to a dry state. That's why they don't like being wet. Now let's take a break and watch this video. This shows how animals respond to water. continue to our next stimuli. Response to temperature. There are two types of temperature, right? It could be hot or cold. First, let's talk about hot temperature. First picture, we have here a dog. Look at the dog. Dogs stay cool by panting, which evaporates water from their tongues. Cats stay cool by licking their paws. So when you see a cat licking its paw, meaning they're feeling hot. Water buffaloes. Water buffaloes stay cool by staying in the pond. Whenever it's sunny and the temperature is hot, they try to lower their body temperature by going in or staying in the pond. Next, let's talk about cold temperature. How does animals respond to cold temperature? Picture number 1. Look at the lizard. A lizard lies in the sun to warm itself. Just like us humans, right? When we're very cold, when we're feeling cold, we try to look out for the sun and stay under the sun. When it's winter, a bear hibernates in a cave to escape the cold weather. As well as the Asian openwheels, these are birds that migrate from Siberia, which has a cold temperature, to Thailand that has a warm temperature. Response to touch. For example, a millipede curls itself when touched. A turtle hides in its shell. A bullfrog dilates when touched. There are more types of responses of animals to different stimuli. For example, if a rabbit hears a loud noise, it will be frightened and will jump. Or the dog eats when it's hungry. Now let's move on to our next lesson. Animal adaptation. How does animal adapt to its environment? What is animal adaptation? Animal adaptation is how animals change their shapes, sizes, and behaviors. Animals adapt to changes in their environment to help them live and survive. Due to their adaptations, animals have characteristics and behaviors that are consistent with their habitats. These adaptations help them avoid being eaten by predators. Predators, they are animals that primarily obtains food by killing other animals. They are generally carnivores. Look at the picture. We have here lion and crocodile. Both of them are predators. There are two types of animal adaptation. First we have here is temporary adaptation. This is a short-term adaptation and it's easily noticed. These are developed in response to temporary change in surroundings. These are not inherited and are not permanent. Second is the permanent adaptation. This is an internal change that can be transferred to offspring. Permanent adaptations take time and cannot be easily noticed. Let's look at some of the examples of how animals adapt to its environment. First picture we have here is a house lizard. A house lizard. It changes its color to match the wall it lives on. Second picture is a Phobaticus. This is also known as a walking stick. This stays still and it looks like a tree branch. Thigh dogs usually have short hair because they live in a tropical zone. These are the reasons why these animals adapt to its environment. First is the lizard. The lizard changes its color in order for them to catch food easily. Second is the Phobaticus, or the walking stick. It stays still to avoid enemies. And lastly, thigh dogs have short hair in order for them to adapt to the warm weather. Let's review. There are 4 types of stimuli that makes animals respond. We have light, water, touch, and temperature. Don't forget that animals respond to stimuli in order for them to keep themselves safe and help them survive. We also learned animal adaptations. There are 2 types of animal adaptation. First is temporary adaptation. This is a sudden change to adapt in its surroundings. Second is permanent adaptation. It is a permanent change that develops in response to permanent change in environment. Now that we have learned our lesson about the responses of animals to stimuli and the adaptations of animals, let's answer our activity book. Please open your book on page 81, 82, 87, and 88. Page 81. Study the pictures, then place the provided phrases and words in the blank. We have here words such as licking its paws, flying into the light, curling itself, moving closer to the moisture, light, temperature, moisture, and touch. Number 1, look at the picture. We have here termites are flying towards the fire. So what is the stimulus? You're right, it's the fire, it's the light. So please put and write the correct answer, the light. What is the animal's response? As you see, termites are flying towards the fire, right? So it should be flying into the light. Now please do the rest, 2, 3, and 4. Page 82. Put a tick in front of the correct answers. Question number 1. What is the stimulus that causes the termite to fly towards the fire? Is it temperature, moisture, or light? Please tick the correct answer. Number 2. What stimulus causes a cat to lick its paws? Why does cat lick its paws? Is it temperature, moisture, or light? Number 3. What stimulus causes an earthworm to move towards moisture? Is it temperature, moisture, or light? Number 4. What stimulus causes a millipede to curl itself? Is it touch, light, or moisture? Question number 5. What is the best summary for this activity? Is it animals respond to stimuli to protect themselves and to survive. Or, it takes time for animals to respond to stimuli. Please put a tick in front of the correct answers. Question number 2. Answer the questions given. Number 1. How do animals in your region respond to stimuli? Give an example. So what you're going to do is choose a stimuli. It's either temperature, light, water or moisture, or touch. And then give an example. Number 2. How does that animal respond to the stimulus? In your given example, in number 1, how did the animal respond to the stimulus? Page 87, Learning Activity. Number 1. Choose the letters in front of the sentences to correctly match the sentences below. Page 88. Number 2. Draw lines to correctly match each animal adaptation left with the benefit of that adaptation in the right. Here we have animal adaptation number 2.1. A leaf insect looks like a leaf. 2.2. A dog with thick hair. 2.3. A house lizard changes its color. Now look at the benefit of adaptation in the right side. We have here, helps protect from cold, disguise helps to find food, and disguise helps to avoid enemies. Please draw a line to correctly match animal adaptation to each benefit. And that's all for today's lesson. I hope you had a great time learning with me today, and see you again to our next class. Goodbye!